Okay, so if you run an e-commerce store, you definitely know the feeling. You open up the Shopify app store, you type in discount, and bam, you're just hit with this sea of five-star reviews, right?
Yeah.
Every single app promises it's going to skyrocket your conversions. And yet maybe hours later you're comparing features and you're still no closer to figuring out which one is, genuinely right for your store.
Oh, absolutely. It's total information overload. And that frustration, completely understandable. But here's the thing our sources really nail down.
Uh,
Asking, what's the best discount app? Well, that's actually the wrong question.
the wrong question. How so?
It's like putting the cart before the horse. It's a solution searching for a problem. Think about it. You wouldn't walk up to a mechanic and just ask, hey, what's the best tool? You'd tell them your engine's making a weird noise first, right?
Okay, I see where you're going. So it's about diagnosis before prescription. We need to shift our thinking away from just comparing features. So, okay, let's really unpack this. Our mission today, then, is less about apps and more about a decision-making framework, a diagnostic toolkit.
Precisely. We want to help you pinpoint your store's specific sales bottleneck, understand the customer psychology behind it, and only then can you effectively match the right tool, the right app to that specific job.
Right, because discounts aren't just about slashing prices.
No, not at all. When used strategically, they are powerful tools for marketing, for sales, even for retention. When you apply them surgically to solve a very specific problem, they stop being these margin killers and actually become, profitability accelerators.
Okay, strategic and surgical. I like that. So if we have to diagnose the problem first, what are the big ones? What are the four most common issues that successful merchants tackle with discounts?
Well, our sources lay out a really clear framework. The first bottleneck is what they call the hesitant buyer.
The hesitant buyer. Okay, what does that look like?
So the symptom here is strong buying intent. You see lots of product views, maybe high add to cart numbers.
Okay, so they're interested.
Right. But then very few checkouts started. They load up the cart, but they just leave before they even commit to entering their details. It's true cart abandonment happening early.
Gotcha. And the goal for them?
Create urgency,
Yeah.
real-time, session-based urgency, something to overcome that initial hesitation, that inertia.
Okay, makes sense. Problem number one, hesitation. What's number two?
Number two is slightly different. It's the strategic abandoner. This is your more savvy shopper.
Savvy. How's
They
that?
do start the checkout. They often even enter their email address, and then they deliberately leave.
They know you have their email.
Exactly. They're playing the game. They know, or at least expect, that you'll probably send them a recovery email, likely with a discount code inside.
Okay, so they're basically holding out for a deal.
Pretty much. So for this customer, the goal shifts. You need a more sophisticated approach, a multi-step automated recovery sequence that manages that expectation, without giving away the farm.
Right. Okay, hesitant buyer, strategic abandoner. What's next? Are we moving beyond just getting the initial sale?
We are. Problem 3 moves into revenue maximization. It's the small basket, or, consistently low average order value AOV.
So orders are coming in steadily, but people just aren't buying much each time.
Exactly. They buy one thing, maybe two, and check out. There's just untapped potential there screaming at you from the data. The goal here is purely about getting them to buy more now, incentivize bulk buying, cross-selling, relevant upsells within that initial transaction. Lish that AOV.
Okay, increasing the value of each sale. Makes sense. And the final bottleneck.
This one's about the long game. Problem 4 is the one-time buyer. You might be great at getting new customers.
Good acquisition.
Right, but they just don't come back. Your customer lifetime value, or LTV, is low because your repeat customer rate is poor.
Ouch. That can be expensive.
Very.
Yeah.
If you're facing low LTV, you can't just rely on one-off discount pop-ups. Your strategic goal has to be building a dedicated retention and loyalty strategy, something that makes that second and third purchase much more likely.
Okay, this four-part framework, hesitant buyer, strategic abandoner, small basket, one-time buyer, that's incredibly helpful for just framing the issue. Now, let's dive deeper into the psychology. Why are people doing these things? Let's start with problem #1, that hesitant buyer. What's going on in their head?
Well, the psychology is pretty straightforward, actually. It's classic procrastination.
Procrastination.
Yeah, I'll buy this later impulse, the initial excitement, maybe the need they felt. It just starts to fade. The item sits there in the cart, maybe forgotten. And if they wait, well, you've lost that momentum. They might even end up going to a competitor later on.
Right. So the strategy needs to counter that later mindset, make it feel like delaying means actually losing out.
Exactly. You need to create a psychological shift. Make acting now feel more compelling than waiting.
Okay, so how do we translate that into app features? What should we be looking for?
We need tools that allow for precision, surgical strikes, not carpet bombing with discounts. 3 things are really non-negotiable here.
Okay, number 1.
First, intelligent visitor segmentation. This is critical. A smart app needs to analyze behavior in real time. Are they hovering over the price? Did they visit the cart page twice without checking out? It needs to identify only those customers who genuinely need that nudge.
So you're not just giving discounts to people who had bought anyway.
Precisely. That margin saving is absolutely key to making this profitable.
Yeah, intelligent segmentation. What's second?
Second, you need personalized, single-use offers. Forget those generic codes like Welcome 10 plastered everywhere.
Yeah, those get passed around.
They do, and they kill any sense of urgency. A unique, single-use code, maybe tied just to that specific visitor session, that feels authentic, special.
Okay, single-use codes. And third.
Third, authentic session-based urgency. And I really mean authentic. If that countdown timer just resets when I hit refresh,
You know it's fake.
instantly, you lose all credibility. You need real timers, things that actually expire when they say they will. That builds trust while still demanding immediate action.
Okay, segmentation, single-use codes, real urgency. Got it for the hesitant buyer. Now let's switch to this strategic abandoner problem, #2. You call their behavior a calculated tactic. But wait, if we automate sending them a discount, aren't we just training them to always abandon and wait? Isn't that a risk?
That is a fantastic question, and yes, it's a definite risk. Our sources tackle this head on. Look, the reality is, savvy online shoppers expect that potential follow-up email with a discount. It's become somewhat normalized.
So we can't just ignore it.
Probably not effectively. The strategy needs to meet that expectation, but do it intelligently. Do it on your terms using that multi-step sequence we touched on earlier.
Okay, tell me more about that sequence. How does it work ideally?
So the generally recommended flow is a 2-step email sequence. Step 1, maybe send it 1 or 2 hours after they abandon the cart. And critically, no discount in this first email.
No discount, really.
Right. This first touch point is purely about reinforcing the value. Remind them what's in the cart, maybe offer customer support, perhaps add some social proof, like a testimonial.
Okay, value first. Then what?
Then step 2, maybe 24 hours later, this is where you present the final offer, a personalized, unique discount code.
The final offer. And what's the key to stopping people from just always waiting for discount number 2 or even number 3?
This is crucial. It's what the sources call the credibility rule.
Credibility rule. Okay.
You must explicitly state in that second email that this discount is a one-time courtesy, that it's the final offer you'll send for this specific abandoned cart. And then you have to stick to it. If you break that rule and send another, maybe deeper discount a few days later, you've just trained your customers that your final offers mean nothing.
You undermine your own strategy.
Completely. So the app features you need here are things like robust abandoned checkout automation email, maybe even SMS, and again, that unique code generation capability for those recovery messages.
Got it. Build the sequence, state the terms, stick to them. Okay, let's shift gears again. Problem #3, the small basket, low AOV. The psychology you mentioned was the mission-focused mindset.
Yeah. I came here for coffee beans. I bought coffee beans. Mission accomplished. Checkout time.
So how do we break that loop? How do we make them think beyond that initial mission?
Well, this is fundamentally a revenue maximization challenge, right? We need to make adding more to the cart feel irresistible, or at least logical. And the solution might vary a bit depending on the product type.
Oh, how so?
For functional products, think those coffee beans, supplements, cleaning supplies, things people use regularly, tiered discounts or volume breaks, work really well. Buying more saves money. It makes logical sense to stock up.
Okay, like buy 3, save 15%.
Exactly. But that same logic might not work as well for, say, pleasure purchases, like a unique piece of fashion or art. Buying 3 of the same unique dress doesn't usually make sense.
Right, so the features need to support different kinds of AOV boosting.
Precisely. We're looking for features like product bundles, think get the camera, lens, and bag together and save, making it easy to buy a complete solution. Definitely those tiered and volume discounts displayed clearly, showing the escalating savings. And crucially effective in-cart and post-purchase upsells.
Post-purchase upsells. So after they've already paid.
Yes. Think about that moment. They've just committed, their wallet is metaphorically open, they're feeling good about the purchase. While they're waiting for that confirmation page to load, that is often the highest conversion point for a quick, relevant, one-click add-on. Hey, add these filters for just $5 more.
Capture the momentum. Clever. Okay, that covers AOV. Finally, let's tackle problem #4, the one-time buyer with low LTV. The source mentioned a lack of connection.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
first purchase felt purely transactional. Maybe they got what they needed, but there was no real connection built with your brand. So when the need arises again, they just search generically, easily forgotten.
So this isn't something a quick pop-up discount can fix.
Absolutely not. This requires a proper, dedicated, long-term retention strategy. It's about actively building a relationship that goes way beyond that first sale, demonstrating ongoing value.
Okay, so what kind of features enable that kind of relationship building?
Here you need much more sophisticated data capabilities. Primarily, advanced customer and product segmentation that's constantly updated. For instance, the ability to automatically flag a customer who's made, say, 3 purchases over $200, mark them as a VIP, and then send them an exclusive early access link to a new product drop.
So tailoring the experience based on their history.
Precisely. Or the opposite, identify someone who only ever buys clearance items,
Right.
and maybe send them a very specific strategic voucher to try out something from your new full-priced arrivals. You also really need comprehensive loyalty program integration to track points, reward repeat behavior, and make customers feel invested.
Wow, okay. That diagnostic framework, linking the problem to the psychology to the needed features, that's incredibly clarifying. So now let's actually put some names to features. Let's move from diagnosis to application and talk about some specific tools our sources recommend for these different needs.
All right, let's do it. First up, a tool highlighted as quite holistic, Growth Suite. The sources suggest this is particularly good for tackling problem #1, the hesitant buyer, and also problem #3, low AOV, often at the same time.
Okay, so it handles both hesitation and small baskets. What's its core approach?
Its philosophy seems to be centered around being a real-time personalization engine. So for the hesitant buyer, it analyzes their specific behavior on-site and can trigger that personalized, single-use, timed offer we talked about.
The surgical strike.
Exactly. And then for increasing AOV, it apparently uses AI to generate contextually relevant in-cart recommendations. So not just random products, but things that genuinely tend to be bought with the items already in the cart. Plus, they emphasize their one-click post-purchase upsells optimized for speed, trying to grab that extra revenue right in that high momentum moment.
Okay, interesting. A multitasker. Now, what if a merchant is specifically focused on problem #2, the strategic abandoner, and they happen to be on a higher Shopify plan like Advanced or Plus?
Then the sources strongly recommend starting with something native, Shopify Flow.
Flow. Why Flow?
Well, first, big advantage, it's free and built in on those higher plans. And second, it's incredibly powerful for no-code automation. It's all about setting up if this, then that logic.
Give me an example for abandoned carts.
Okay, you could build logic like, if a customer abandons a cart worth over $150 and they have purchased from us before, then wait 2 hours and send the no discount value reminder email.
Yeah.
But if the cart is under $100 and they are a first-time customer, then wait 24 hours and send the final offer with discount email.
Wow. Okay, so you can get really granular with that credibility rule and segmenting who gets what offer when, all without needing an external app necessarily.
Exactly, but the key thing to remember, as you said, it's a back-end tool. It reacts after the customer has already left your site, not usually in real time during the session.
Good distinction. Okay, now what about the long game? Problem #4, low LTV, building relationships.
For that, the sources consistently point to Klaviyo as sort of the category leader.
Yeah, you hear their name a lot, the gold standard for email and relationship marketing.
Pretty much seems to be the consensus. Its core strength is that data-driven customer relationship focus. It syncs incredibly deeply with Shopify data, what people bought, when, how much they spent, how they interact with emails. And that deep data allows for those really sophisticated automated email and SMS sequences or flows, things like targeted win-back campaigns, birthday offers, VIP perks, all crucial for building that relationship and driving repeat purchases.
Okay, Klaviyo for LTV. Now, what about a more focused tool specifically for AOV, for problem #3, especially maybe for those functional consumable products you mentioned?
Right. For that specific scenario, the sources highlighted an app called Kaching Bundles Quantity Breaks.
Kaching, catchy name. What's its angle?
Its angle is pure, simple volume driving. It focuses on displaying those tiered discounts right there on the product page. Buy 2, save 10%. Buy 3, save 15%. Buy 4, save 20%. It makes the savings explicit and targets that logical reason to stock up on things you use regularly.
Simple but effective for the right products. But there was a warning attached to this type of tool, wasn't there?
Yes, a critical one. Mobile user experience. You absolutely have to monitor how these tiered offers or bundle options display on smaller screens. If they're too clunky, too numerous, or just poorly implemented, they can easily push the main add to cart button way down the page.
So people have to scroll just to buy.
Right, and that frustration can actually cause abandonment, ironically. You have to make sure the UX remains smooth, especially on mobile.
Good point. Okay, last recommendation. Purely focused on retention, problem #4 again, but maybe a different angle than Klaviyo.
Yeah, another strong contender highlighted for low LTV is Joy Loyalty Program and Rewards.
Joy Loyalty, how does it differ?
Joy's strength seems to be its psychological approach to loyalty. It really leans into the idea of earned rewards. Customers earn points for purchases, referrals, social follows, birthdays, whatever you set up. So the discount or reward isn't just given, it's earned. This creates a sense of psychological investment in your brand.
Ah, like achieving levels in a game.
Kind of. It makes returning to your store to redeem those points or reach the next tier feel more compelling than just shopping anywhere else. It builds that sticky relationship.
Okay, great specific recommendations tied back to the problem. So we've diagnosed our issue. We've maybe identified a potential tool based on the features we need. But wait, before we just click install, choosing an app is a real investment, right? Our sources mentioned a kind of critical evaluation checklist, things to look at beyond just the feature list.
Absolutely crucial step. Don't skip this. The first question you must ask is, how will this app impact my site speed?
Ah, the speed killer.
Yes, a slow website will kill your conversions faster than any discount can ever boost them. You need to look for apps that specifically claim they use asynchronous loading.
Okay, asynchronous loading. Can you quickly explain why that specific term matters so much?
Sure. Asynchronous loading means the app's code, its script, loads alongside or after your main website content has loaded. It doesn't block your page from appearing. If an app loads synchronously, your page has to wait for all the app's heavy features to load first. That adds precious milliseconds or even seconds to your load time.
Which users hate.
Which users hate and Google hates for rankings. So look for that asynchronous claim, but don't just trust it. You absolutely need to run before and after speed tests using a tool like Google Page Speed Insights during your free trial. Test it with the app on and off to see the real impact.
Okay, speed first. What's checklist item number 2?
It's all about proof. How will I measure its actual return on investment, ROI?
Beyond just what the app's dashboard tells me.
Definitely beyond that. Those dashboards are designed to look good. You need to look at your own core business metrics in Shopify Analytics or Google Analytics. What happened to your overall conversion rate, your overall average order value? Crucially, what happened to your gross profit margin and your return customer rate? Did the app genuinely lift your bottom line sustainably? Or did it just generate more sales at a much lower profit? You need the full picture.
Measure the real impact.
All right.
And connected to testing that impact. Is the free trial long enough and good enough?
Yeah, don't settle for a 3-day trial. You need at least 7 days, ideally 14, with full feature access, no limitations. You need enough time to test it with your actual live store traffic under real-world conditions, not just in a sandbox.
And while you're in that trial period,
test their support. Send a pre-sales question, maybe something slightly technical about setup or customization to their support team. See how fast they respond. See how helpful the answer actually is. Gauge their support quality before you're paying them and potentially have a real problem.
Smart. Test the support before you need it, okay? And the final checks.
Ease of use and brand integrity. So, is it genuinely easy to set up and use? Look for claims like no-code setup and check recent reviews specifically mentioning installation or usability. And critically, how will it actually look and feel on my store? What's the UX and design impact?
Right, avoiding those ugly off-brand pop-ups.
Exactly, we've all seen them. Those clunky generic discount boxes that look like they belong on some spammy website from 2005, that instantly erodes trust. You must test the mobile experience thoroughly. Make sure you can customize the look and feel to match your brand. If the offers are visually jarring or cover up important buttons, it's going to hurt more than help, no matter how clever the discount strategy is.
Okay, that checklist is solid. Speed, ROI metrics, trial length, support test, ease of use, and UX design. Now let's quickly cover the flip side. What are the common mistakes the sources warn merchants about when it comes to discounts?
Oh yeah, there are a few big ones. Mistake number 1, that static, always-on welcome 10 or save 15 codes sitting in the header.
Why is that so bad? Seems easy.
It's easy, but it's lazy.
Yeah.
It's basically margin suicide disguised as marketing. It's just a permanent price reduction, not a strategy. It completely fails that crucial intelligent segmentation test. You're giving away 10 or 15% to every single customer, including the ones who are perfectly happy and ready to pay full price.
Bleeding margin unnecessarily. Okay. Mistake number 2.
Those popular spin-to-win pop-up apps.
The prize wheel gimmick. People seem to like them.
Some might find them novel initially, but they often come across as gimmicky and can cheapen your brand perception, especially for premium brands. They interrupt the user journey right at the start, and crucially, they often give away a much larger discount, like 20% or 25%, than was actually needed just to get an email sign-up or encourage a purchase from someone who might have converted anyway with less or nothing. It prioritizes a flashy gimmick over actual profit.
Okay, avoid the gimmick wheel. Third mistake.
Blindly copying your competitors. Just because competitor X is using a certain discount app or strategy doesn't mean it's right, or even working for them, let alone for you.
Right, their bottleneck might be totally different.
Exactly. Maybe they're struggling with low AOV, so they implement aggressive bundling. But your main problem is hesitant buyers abandoning carts. If you just copy their bundles, you haven't solved your core issue. You've just inherited potentially flawed tactics and wasted time and money. Diagnose your store.
Makes sense. Don't follow the herd off a cliff. And the final mistake, it's about mindset, isn't it?
Yes, it's the apprehension many merchants feel about avoiding paid apps simply because they cost money. Trying to solve complex problems only with free tools.
But isn't free better if it works?
Sometimes, maybe for very simple needs. But we need to shift the perspective. The real question isn't what does this app cost per month? The real question is, what is the ongoing cost of not solving my core business problem? How much profit am I losing every month due to low AOV or high abandonment or poor retention? A paid app that demonstrably and sustainably fixes that core problem, grows your LTV, increases your AOV by, say, 20%. That's not an expense. That is a critical business investment that should pay for itself many, many times over.
That's a powerful reframe. It's about the cost of inaction.
Precisely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've gone from the wrong question to a diagnostic framework, through psychology, features, specific tools, evaluation checklists, and common mistakes. I think the synthesis, the main takeaway, is really powerful. The best discount app, in some generic sense, it really doesn't exist. But the best strategy, tailored to your specific store's bottleneck, that absolutely does exist.
That's it exactly. You're not just buying a piece of software when you choose one of these tools. You should be consciously investing in a specific diagnosed strategy to solve a defined problem.
It's a strategic investment, not just clicking install.
Right. And maybe as you start thinking about implementing this diagnostic framework in your own business, here's one final, maybe provocative thought to chew on. Don't just try to calculate the potential ROI based on the extra revenue an app might generate in the future. Flip it around. Try to calculate the very real cost right now of the revenue you are losing. What is the exact amount of pure margin being drained from your business today because of that specific undiagnosed bottleneck in your sales funnel?
Oof. Quantify the current pain.
Yeah, because understanding the true magnitude of the problem you're trying to solve, that's often the single biggest motivator to finally find, test, and adopt the right solution.